Hey, how's everybody doing? So this week, as you can see, I'm in a completely different location. I thought I'd try this out, see how I feel, see how you feel. Maybe it feels better to just kind of have this nice little relax where I get to sit down. Probably hear the creaking of the chair. So this week, what I also wanted to discuss was food deserts. And if you don't know what that is, it's not a literal desert. I mean, I guess that could technically be a food desert, but no, this is in urban city areas where there is essentially no like opportunity to get like good whole foods like from a grocery store or anything like that. A lot of this is caused by so much fast food. There are some areas even in the city that I live in that I could even point out as being a small food desert, especially for people who can't travel. So, I mean, if you don't have a car or any way to get any certain distances to get to a grocery store, it makes it much harder for you to eat healthier. And I wanted to bring up this subject because I think it's very important when it comes to those who are trying to lose weight but don't always have the best means or access. I mean, the best solution is to try to find a way to get to a grocery store or some kind of place, farmer's market, or if you can even grow your own food in a garden, but that would be ideal. However, not everybody are in those types of circumstances in the places that they live. Now, like I said, there is a small food, like I can point out certain areas, but most people around in this area, in my town or in my city, has a vehicle because things are more spread out, and people don't rely as much on public transportation and such. But that is an option right there. If you're able to find a way to get any kind of public transportation or afford that to get to a grocery store, that would be the best as well. Another option is, and it's hard for me to really speak on this when I'm in a position where I am grateful enough that I have a vehicle to make it to a grocery store. So it's hard for me to come up with all these options when I really aren't in the shoes of those who are struggling to, focus on being healthier and eating better whilst trying to manage their budget. Now that I do understand. So trying to manage the budget. But to me, I've gotten to a point where purchasing food is a necessity. And obviously it's a necessity, but I meant like making sure that the money goes towards healthy foods and stuff that is you're gonna have to cook and make, and that's also something that people don't always have the luxury is having enough time to do all that. So what I am trying to get across is like trying to come up with ways of thinking about how to eat healthier without the access to those foods. Now, the best course of action would probably be trying to eat more of like the salads and stuff like that at fast foods. However, I found that buying my own food, I would end up actually saving more. Like, you do kind of spend more at once, and you do also have to put a little bit more work and effort into that food, but in my eyes, it's worth it. And that's, I guess, the question you have to ask yourself. Is my health, how important is my health to me? And what will I shift and sacrifice or make time for when it comes to being healthier and feeling better about myself? Or yourself is what I was trying to say. So that is what you have to ask yourself. I'm not saying that you have to sacrifice certain things for that have like the organic foods and having the best cut meats and going towards all these, like if Walmart or Target or these major chains are the only place that you can get these fresh foods like vegetables and fruits, I definitely would make that attempt. Like I go for that. There are the nuances when it comes to like non-GMO versus GMO, and then organic food and natural. Like, The best way also is reading the label, seeing if there's sugar added to it. If there's added sugars, it's probably not great for you. But you know, you shouldn't have to be told exactly where you need to go. And I may try to find a way to, you know, show what I spend a week on groceries. I used to spend a lot, and then it's gotten to a point where, you know, you have to really budget. And so maybe it's a good time for me to help you all out on figuring out how to get really easy to cook and cheaper meals that last in your pantry longer, and you don't have to replenish on such a constant basis. As for finding the grocery store, getting to the grocery store, I unfortunately don't have the solution to that. You know, if public transportation is available and is reliable enough for you, and you are able to have the time to take it, you know, if you end up having to get your groceries on the day you don't work, you know, if you have to make a day about it, I would still say it's worth going to the store and learning to cook your own food versus going to fast food places and getting those made. You could always maybe try to find the better of the fast food places, but you're going to end up spending more there. And again, in the long run, it's better in my eyes to cook your own food and see what you put into it instead of trusting what some company is putting in the food and adding to it to make it, you know, taste the best. I mean, and they want it to taste best, but and I can get into that in a future video about, you know, chemists and using these fast foods and manipulating the, you know, the way they taste to optimize, you know, people to come back and get them. And I'll get into that in a future video. So. Because that's a whole other discussion. So I hope that this really did open your eyes, or at least give you something to think about when it comes to trying to eat healthier and the decisions you need to make. And yeah, so I really hope this encourages you to go out and you know, start eating healthier and I guess living the better you that you want to live. So if you need any help or if you have any questions, definitely reach out. I'm going to be glad to answer any and all of them. And stay tuned for more videos. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay hydrated.